Hello and welcome to this open source live code hangout. Today we'll be working on a couple of open source projects, possibly. We're going to start with some project management tasks relating to the roadmap for the OpenCiviWiki project. If you'd like to find the source code for this project, you can go to github.com/civiwiki. And here you can find the OpenCiviWiki repository. We've had a spike of activity recently, thanks in large part to Hacktoberfest. And while the month is still young, we're only about a third of the way through it, we'd like to get some more tasks on the roadmap. We've got a lot of work that's needed before this project is ready. We do have several Hacktoberfest tasks here. Most of these, though, look like they're assigned. And some of them might be outdated. I'm not sure. What we're going to do is a quick code audit and see the state of the develop branch. Check our notifications for the CiviWiki project. There's a couple of these. And that CI error, I can just ignore that for now. And see if there's any tasks we can add. So this is just going to be project management day. Right now I've got the companionship care app open. Let's go ahead and switch over to CiviWiki. This is running the latest release of VS Code, and just kind of going through the release notes here. It looks like it's got some interesting features. In particular, we're looking at these dev containers and seeing if we can improve our developer experience by using dev containers. Copy. Right now we're using the Poetry Package Manager, and we don't have a lot of complicated developer dependencies. We've simplified those over the past year, so maybe dev containers are a little bit overkill. So okay, let's start with this with these issues. Recommend install. Yeah, that's true. We didn't include that in the dependencies, so I'm going to go ahead and there was a pull request relating to pre-commit. I'd rather take the approach of not documentation, but fixing it in our Python environment. So let's go ahead and fix this real quick. We'll open the CiviWiki project. We'll pull in the main branch, develop branch that is, not main. I think our main is still called master, and we're going to have to rename that and then eventually merge all these changes from develop into the main. Okay, so one moment, it needs my passphrase. All right, looking good. We've got the latest developed, so I'll just do it again. It's synchronizing. Didn't save my passphrase. That's weird. Well, it looks like for some reason VS Code is not able to use my keychain locally. That's not a big deal, but a little bit of an annoyance. So we'll create a branch here. Add pre-commit dev dependency. Install everything. added development dependency, which has a couple of extra tools, but we don't want to kind of encourage people to install this globally. Commit, publish. Yeah, it just needs my, and that didn't succeed, so that's kind of weird. That's really annoying. We will say closes issue. I forget what that was. 1403. Create that draft. We'll ask for review. Again, it needs my passphrase. Yep, so we'll go with that. There we are, we've got the link there. I'll say closing as superseded by 1404. All right, let's see if there's one more. Yeah, good. And I'd call it a bug. It's a developer experience bug. Done. Okay. And one pull request here. Closes 119. Earth company is assigned to 119. We'll go ahead and review this. It's a documentation fix. Very nice. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, either one is fine. This is kind of nice to have two options, although our 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's correct. 2, 3, 4. I'll go for just accept it. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about grammar right now. I'll run a grammar check on the whole thing. We have an automated grammar tool. It's actually, I use it all the time. I use Grammarly all the time. Would rather get a lot of these merged in. I'm trying to be pretty flexible with the pull requests and issues that are coming in, keeping in mind that not everybody's very, always familiar with either the project or GitHub. And even I'm like always learning. There's layers of familiarity. I'm not familiar with a lot of things too, so I got to keep that in mind, that people are in the same boat. Yeah, so just get it done, but at the same time, helping people learn how GitHub works and the expectations on community participation in these projects. I think it's okay to set some kind of bounds and constructive guidelines. So Hannah Belay, thank you very much for your contribution. Another contribution to the Companionship Care Project. Hannah has previously contributed code, and now they have contributed some documentation, which is essential. We want our developer experience to be very streamlined, and we've encountered some problems with this poetry lock file. So we want to add a little bit of note. For helping them out, helping people get through that. I had to figure it out, scratch my head, do some searching. It's something not unique to this project. Very cool. All right, so we'll go back again. We'll try to do a narrow view here. Okay, thank you, Hannah Belay, for your contribution to the Companionship Care app, adding instructions for resolving conflicts in poetry. It's much appreciated. To documentation change, we've added some steps to troubleshoot the issue when you find conflicts in poetry lock. And it's essentially how to get your local main branch up to date, merge the changes into your development branch, and resolve conflicts via one of two methods. There's a couple of ways of finishing the task. And so you can kind of choose your own adventure there. Thanks again, Hannah. All right, I'll mark those CI things as done. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the CiviWiki code. Oh boy. We're almost done with all these developer experience tasks. This is really cool. These have been all community contributions. I might have done one of them by accident before opening the issue and then not resolving the issue, I think. I don't know. And this has been very active community participation. So let's hop to the code. Check out the main branch, the develop branch again. And in the project, we've got a couple main apps. We've got an accounts app, which is responsible for user accounts. And previously, everything was kind of in backbone templates. User accounts templates are sort of complicated. They've got nested partials, email here. What we want to make sure is that everything is in Django template syntax. We're going to start moving, probably deprecating less. Even less is a bit overkill. But what we want to do is get out of using any view model. So we still see the view model here. The accounts pages should work without this. And so it would be static JS, accounts JS. And what we've got here are static. Those are automatically generated. Huh. This might be deprecated. Interesting. Okay, so it looks like the accounts app is pretty much ported over. The threads is in progress. It's got some dependencies on these. So I'm going to add it. I'm going to open a pull request then. I think this was just an oversight. We forgot to get rid of this. Once these are in regular Django template syntax, we can start breaking it down into sort of smaller components. Yeah. And then working on features. I believe deleting this is safe. I'm going to open a pull request, of course. Now, where do we normally keep our JavaScript? I think what we'll see. Okay, maybe this is actually bigger in scope than I was thinking. I was going to do project management stuff here. I decided to do some cleanup. We're going to make sure all the models are registered. The Django admin. That passive voice one is so difficult, but and it as a way of help, we'll link to this. So this would be, I would consider it a bug, but actually also an enhancement. Good first issue. It's well documented Hacktoberfest. Submit that. Very cool. Just doing a time check real quick. This is a weird one. I thought Gorkum had finished this. This is available. Might be something I can just pick up and do. I'm just gonna double check though. It seems like it's already possible. Given though that there's a lot in this account templates, there's a lot of backbone templates and verbatims and each, and so it doesn't look like it's going to be working how we're expecting. Yeah. Core threads. Oops. This is the major blocker. We really need help here. Then we're going to add localization to all texts. We had an issue for that. But yeah, we want all of these to work without this. All right. Well, we can't take care of that during this live stream, unfortunately. Gorkum started with the threads. Oh, okay. Yesterday. Got my threads crossed, pun intended. Yeah. So let's see. Go back to threads. It's just a ton of them. Pretty good. Bulk action here would be nice. And I think I'll probably self-assign to the accounts. I'm not going to do it during this live stream. It's going to be one of those things I'll just roll up my sleeves and dig in, and I'll try to make time for it this afternoon. Because this is the major blocker. Once these are in good shape, we're going to be ready to roll. So you can see there's been a lot of interest in this task, but it's difficult. It's a difficult task. It's not good for new first-time contributors or new contributors. It may not be good for Hacktoberfest. I'm not sure. I mean, we want to get it done as soon as possible. All these are outdated because Gorkum's currently working on it, so I'm just kind of cleaning up the thread, so it's a little easier to see now what's going on. So having to kind of scroll through a bunch of comments of essentially people who are interested in trying it, but then probably bumped up against a lot of difficulties, not just the complexity of this task, but that our project is under such heavy development that at times things are just broken in the development environment, which is why we're putting so much emphasis on a good developer experience now. Okay, let me take a quick break and grab some tea and come back and see if we can do a little bit more backlog grooming for the CiviWiki project this morning. It's really important that we have a good, well-organized backlog and some clearly defined tasks, particularly because there's so much activity coming in from the Hacktoberfest. All right, I'll be right back. Cool, thanks for waiting. Thanks for your patience. I am keeping an eye on the chat over here. I'm going to try to get more activity in the chat. I enjoy interacting with people while coding. So if you're watching this stream, feel free to speak up with any comments, suggestions, ideas, questions, concerns. Let me know what you're working on also. And we can check it out here on GitHub if it's open source. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of assigned to this functional landing page. Basically, all three of these are the same task, just in three different apps. Threads, core templates. Yeah, so we're even starting localization. Once we get back into Django template syntax, we can localize all of our project texts, which will be another kind of a low-hanging fruit that anybody can do. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to define a new task. this is actually, whoops, oh darn it. Basically, this is the good one. Help wanted, code quality improvement, enhancement, good first issue, Hacktoberfest. It's prioritized. I can actually remove the triage tag. We're not really using that. And this template is a bit awkward. By default, GitHub issue templates use this wrong heading levels. It's annoying. Oh yeah, and I copy and paste it. All right, we got the core, common, no categories, no templates, just accounts. There's really only 3, just 3. I'm not sure all these JavaScripts live. I mean, this is actually pretty low-hanging fruit. But here you go, backbone templates. And verbatim sections. And then there should be a view model. Here we are. So all of this is going to go. So actually the core is more intensive than I thought. I think JavaScript has kind of can't have nice things to itself to death. JavaScript ecosystem. I mean, there's a lot of nice things there, but they come at an incredible cost. I like JavaScript, the language and the ubiquity of it, but man, the developer experience. Basically, like, what's that called? Stockholm syndrome. All right, so we're going to get rid of a lot of this. Yeah, and then the next thing will be essentially start working on our data model. As per the CiviWiki docs, original design docs, in fact, here we should now be able to see these. basically using material design. So we'll find maybe a material design library. Replace the and this column layout. It was an experiment. It just didn't prove worth the effort. We're gonna have to change that. We're going to a simpler view model, static templates more or less. And in any case, this doesn't work very well on mobile devices. We'll have to change this. So it'd be nice to find a web component library. You know, maybe we'll use something like Tailwind. I'm gonna open an issue here as a research. I'm gonna frame it though. So I don't even know if it has to be material design. Or a component library could be utility first. I want to be very careful here. But it should be standards based. It's not WCAG, it's what WG. Web Hypertext Success. No, what is it? These acronyms, man. Application Technology Working Group. Okay, it is. Oh, WG. Which I'm not trying to strike against Tailwind, but we don't want to build our own component library in this project right now. Not right now, maybe later. So it's a bit, those are some constraints. Well, yeah, this is just a research task, so anybody who's interested in helping us with Hacktoberfest, this is a great first issue. I know these constraints are pretty tight. We can loosen them up a little bit, particularly the build tool, but the standards base, I think that's, we need the standards based approach. We're not going to have a lot of JavaScript, so we're not going to do CSS in JavaScript or templates in JavaScript anymore. So those are out the door. And I think even the wider web ecosystem is realizing that that was a bad idea, and for many reasons. We're just going to go back to regular HTML, CSS, and then JavaScript for any sprinkles of logic, but it's not really presentational. I mean, there could be, so for example, widgets that need some JavaScript, like a modal dialog. All right. Excellent. We're about 1 hour in. I think added a couple new issues. I think this is a pretty good stopping point. I need to go through the backlog and close up some old issues. we're going to kind of drop this word civvy. It's okay in the name of the project, but the data model is going to be using more common vocabulary. Yeah, and if we're just using web standards, HTML and CSS, this is being a moot issue. We don't have a lot of old issues, so that's actually pretty good. And this is a duplicate. It's not happening in any case. threads 1151, 1152. Task. Okay. And 1405. Yeah, and this is basically Juhi was an agreement here. Juhi was one of the core CBWiki developers and did a lot of work on the front end and back end, so across the board, very versatile, coder, very skilled, and had to step away from the project. It's a big project, and they have other career goals now. But essentially, we're in agreement. So Juhi was the kind of primary architect and developer, and I'm kind of stepping into the role of the lead, project lead, and a bit of the architecture thinking now. So we're going to remove the JavaScript code base. We're going to have a monolithic Django app using only Django templates and views, sprinkled with JavaScript. Now, there's a lot of cool things going on right now with projects like HTMX, Django Unicorn. There's actually several competing ideas in this space that are essentially revitalizing Ajax and providing automatic wiring from templates, client templates, to the back end, so that you get a single page application like experience. When you add an item to a list or something, it appears immediately. You don't have you don't see a page refresh there. So I think we can get this SPA experience with more standard and conventional, even traditional technologies that are just experiencing a second wind. So I will add the idea here. Decide on if it's necessary that we should really start with just these Django templates and views. They will take us a long way. And then when relevant, we'll research something. Django Unicorn was one that I was aware of at that time, but like I said, there's at least 4 for in the Django ecosystem. One of them that's spanning Django and Rails, Livewire, but a Django equivalent of that. I'm not sure. We'll have to look back into this. Very cool. All right, so we got a notification. That's good. I thought we would. So these are off topic now. Let's find turn caffeine into code. Shrishti. Let's find Shrishti an issue. Let's see. I'm going to mention Shrishti in. I don't want something that's like super going to throw them into the deep water. I don't think so. If I did this. Cool. I was just going to take a stab at it the other day. Essentially, we haven't heard much from Juhi Lee or Mitchell. They've been a little bit unresponsive, and we've tried to reach out with multiple media. So like on email and I think on Twitter and GitHub. Can't get a response, and there's just some features that we need in order to run the CiviWiki community and do things like inviting members who've contributed. We have so many contributors, and we'd like to invite them into the fold as one step, recognizing an additional step of recognizing their involvement. But we can't do that right now. We're recognizing and affirming people's contributions through the All Contributors Guide, but if you look at the CiviWiki membership roster, well, it's only 3 people. But really, we want to open this up to more broad participation. But in order to do that, we have to have somebody who's actively maintaining the project and has maintainer rights to change settings and things like that, which I can't do on CiviWiki. And either Juhi nor Mitchell are sort of able to provide those efforts right now. It's okay. There's no hard feelings or anything, but in order to have a community, operational and functional community, you need multiple active maintainers. And right now, it's shaping up to be Gorkum and myself, and with potentially other maintainers coming from the many contributors. We've got over 90 now, 93. This is crazy. All right. And the call for typing and strict typing or type safety is kind of a killer of productivity, and it leads to layers and layers of complexity, at least in microservices architecture I'm facing on a daily basis at work right now. It's not worth it. That I think it helps in some ways. We're adding typing support to our backend with MyPy, but we're not going to go super strict and I'm going to try to keep things fairly pragmatic with typing. Using it as a development time tool is good, but not in kind of runtime type checking. That certainly has produced a lot of waste and overhead, and not going to the extent of having everything strictly or statically typed. Mm. The email notifications would be not only operationally complex, but financially, would put a financial burden on our project that we're not ready to take. Interesting. Now that we're using this discussion feature, what we were previously using issues for, suggesting ideas and getting feedback, we can move some of those over there. If it's not directly actionable, like something we're going to immediately work on or in the short term, it should be pretty much in a discussion. And we can convert to and from between discussion and issue pretty freely, so it's not a big deal. Leaving this up there because it is prior. I labeled it as Hacktoberfest. Later epic though, probably. That's an idea. So I'll just treat mine the same. Yeah, maybe we'll take it up. All right, now I think we're in a lot better place. We go to issues. 28 open, so did some issue grooming. All of the ones that are open are pretty much immediately actionable, more or less. Some of them are larger scope, and some of them actually, are blocked. We need to get these top priority ones out of the way before we can start adding new features. And some of these features have been around for a while, and potential bugs. We'll have to dig into those. Can verify this bug as part of Hacktoberfest. All right, well, I'm going to call it good. I just got to pick a stopping point and wrap it up. All right. So let's see here. Hello, and welcome to a recap of today's open source live code hangout. Today, we've been working on the OpenCiviWiki project. You can find this project on github.com/civiwiki under the OpenCiviWiki repository. Didn't do a lot of coding today, mostly what's called backlog grooming or kind of project management in a way. We went through the issues and closed some, clarified others, moved several over here to discussions, and added a couple that were kind of relating to other tasks that are in progress. It's a bit of a bundle of things, but in any case, just trying to organize things a bit better and tag things with the help wanted, good first issue, and Hacktoberfest keywords, now that I notice, so that people can get Hacktoberfest credit. So what we'll do is label these as Hacktoberfest. Very cool. So yeah, if you stop by the OpenCV Wiki repository and go to the Issues tab, you'll see some unclaimed issues and some that are in progress relating to Hacktoberfest. Basically, anything you work on in October, we'll make sure to label it as Hacktoberfest. We have some older issues, even going back 2018 and before. Not just 2018, I think I moved the 2017 ones to discussions. They're kind of blocked right now by some housekeeping work we're in the progress of. So please, if you've got the time, help us with these housekeeping tasks to remove Backbone.js from this project. We want to port everything over to the Django template syntax, keep it nice and simple. And then we can start on some new features. I did open a pull request relating to developer experience and reviewed an existing pull request, which is kind of ambiguously described. There was no description. In fact, or in the title, it says what issues it closes. But as a pull request reviewer, I shouldn't kind of need to figure out what this is trying to solve. We need to just kind of help the person out who's reviewing our code by describing what we're trying to do succinctly, linking it to an issue helps, and saying what changed. And this pull request is relatively small. It just adds a development dependency to our project that's going to help us write cleaner code. Ask for review. So those are the changes related to today's live code hangout. So let's do a quick recap this way. In today's live code hangout, we did some backlog gardening or project management, reducing our open issues down to 28 by closing some old issues, creating a couple of new issues, and moving some issues over to discussions. We're using both discussions and issues here on GitHub. If you've got an idea and we're not ready to quite work on it, we're still trying to figure out if it's a good idea, we'll typically move it here to discussions. If you'd like to take any of these issues, check out our labels, Good First Issue and Hacktoberfest, Help Wanted as well. Those will kind of get you started in the right direction. This has been a summary of today's live code hangout. Thanks for your time and have a great day.